Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there's Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And we are in a vehicle that I fell in love with in Tennessee. I am now blessed with the opportunity to get to spend time with my family in it to see how it fits our family of three here on our home turf. I am, of course, talking about the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy. And as mentioned, in this video, we're going to see how it fits our family in our daily life. Stay tuned.
I don't want it to leave.
I know, it is. All right, Holly. I've been looking forward to this one. Your mom has been looking forward to this one because she drives a 10-year-old Santa Fe. I'm very excited to have this one on our home turf. I will be very sad to see it go. This one's not about me, it's about you.
She's a Santa Fe? I thought she had a Tucson.
No, she used to have a Tucson. She traded up to a Santa Fe.
She's a Hyundai. We're a Hyundai family.
So, anyway, what are your thoughts about the Santa Fe now that we've had it nearly a week?
Nearly a week. I wanted to not like it. Maybe because you liked it so much. I just wanted to be contrary. But I
See
love
what I deal with?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
love it.
There's a lot to unpack with that statement because just 2 weeks ago, we were in the bigger sibling to this, a little less modern and not as upscale. We were not in the Calligraphy in the Palisade.
Right.
This is a more snug interior, only a 2-person back seat, but definitely a more modern vehicle.
Yeah.
Let's stick to our format.
Okay.
We'll unpack why you love it so much. We'll start outside, work our way inside, talk through some things, both pro and con. There's a vehicle it looks a lot like right there in the Defender. But thoughts outside. What are your thoughts on the boxy looks?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is this is a lot different than previous models of Santa Fe, a lot different in that it has a much boxier style, but also looks like it's shared some inspiration from like a Land Rover or Defender.
And they will fight you tooth and nail on that fact. But I am looking at a steering wheel that looks almost identical to what was in the Defender that we tested here on the channel.
I mean, I'm sorry if that makes them mad. It's not a bad thing.
No, it is not.
Because to be honest with you, most people, when I've been driving it around, the women that I've talked to, my friends, most are surprised that this is a Santa Fe because they expected it to be a much more expensive car.
Yeah, and they expect a Santa Fe to be a little more conservative, run-of-the-mill. Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing to say that it looks, I don't know how much it costs, but it looks, I guarantee you it looks more expensive than what it costs because I know it's a Hyundai product. I
took this to go get Tucker on the interstate and was passed by an Audi from New York with New York plates, and he was giving me thumbs up on the car.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, to your point.
Yeah, it's nice. The color is earthy bronze that we have, although I know there are other colors, so I don't like to say I hate a car just because of the color, but I didn't like this color when we first got it, but it's definitely grown on me, and I do like it a lot more, I will say, except you can see every tiny raindrop that has.
It is a matte paint, takes special care and attention, but yes, earthy bronze. It's got a nice premium look to it. It elevates the stature. Just consult your owner's manual. Ask your dealer about how to maintain these matte paints, but they are coming up in this world. They're doing a lot to make them more livable than the first matte paints we saw like a decade ago. So there is that. Any other thoughts on the outside? All the H's in the headlights and the tail lights, and there are H's everywhere on this car.
Yeah, there are H's. The sides have a little handle.
Yes.
That
what do
you
you think
can climb
about
up
that?
on the wheel. I mean, on the tire. I mean, I don't think I would ever use that, but I was at a friend's house and I showed them that, and I was like, I don't know what you would use this for, and she was like, to put my kayak on the top, and I'm like, There you go.
And if you don't want people messing with those, you can lock them.
Oh, cool.
So,
That's good.
nice feature there.
You kind of have to know that that's what they do.
Well,
So,
people like me are making sure all of you know. So, yes, there are handles on the A, B, C pillar that you can, yes, climb up on the roof, put your kayak on the roof if need be, back there. So that's very nice. But you like the boxy shape.
I do.
Yeah?
I do. I like this one.
I have to ask you, though.
Yeah.
It's been a point of controversy with this vehicle. What about that booty?
It's a bit long, but I like it. It doesn't feel weird driving.
No? I've heard it compared by some fathers as a saggy diaper booty. Okay.
I don't think that.
Okay.
I don't think it looks like a second.
Part of that was...
I do.
You think
Tucker
so?
does. Part of that is because they designed that to be the biggest, widest, tallest opening in the segment. They kind of designed it from that aspect out, and they designed the vehicle around that. They really wanted to emphasize this as a cargo and people carrying vehicle, and so that very much emphasized the design back there. The reason the taillights are so low is because of where the hinge points are and the pivot points of all the mechanical hookups back there. But you don't seem to mind it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We are getting dangerously close to turning on the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas. So we won't pivot just yet to your thoughts on the interior because there's a lot to unpack with this one.
Sure.
But I can ask you, what have been your thoughts on the ride and handling, and now power as you drive this one around?
Yeah, so it doesn't feel like you're driving a humongous car, as big of a car as it is. I was really expecting it to feel like heavy and hard to get it up and going, but that hasn't been the case at all. The steering is very easy. It is a beast to park, but you have the
360
the
cameras.
360 cameras, and they work really well.
We're going slow enough. I can hit the button. There we go. Yes, and they're
Yeah.
very clear and crisp. But pause as we turn on the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas. We will talk about its ride and handling, especially on the 21-inch wheels that this
Approaching a railroad car.
that this Calligraphy comes with. Thank you so much. Tucker, how's your wobbly head back there?
Good.
Yeah, and here we come up on the biggest bump.
Absorbed it all pretty much.
Even
it
with-
sounded worse.
Yeah. And I would attribute that to the wheels and tires. This being the Calligraphy 21-inch wheels, which means there's more hard surface in the wheel itself and less sidewall to absorb bumps like that. So if you had gotten a lesser model, a limited or so, I don't even think you would have heard that.
Yeah.
It would have just been all soaked up by the tires. Your further thoughts on how it rides? You said steering's light, it's easy to maneuver, doesn't feel heavy. Visibility, how's the visibility out
The
there?
visibility's been really good. It does have the shades that come up in the back, which I like, but also that kind of limits your visibility when you have them up. But
Yeah. I've noticed that, especially looking over my left shoulder when driving.
yeah, in the mirror, yeah, if you look over your left shoulders, but the mirrors are really good, and I haven't really had any problems. There's a big window at the back that
Massive window.
that the seats don't really. I mean, we do have the headrest down, but still, it's a massive window back there.
I guess before we get too far away from talking about the back seats, we should talk about what it's like putting a child seat in the back seats. And I had a lot of fun climbing around back there too. Okay, there is a lot to talk about when installing a child safety seat, both in the third row and in the second row. We'll go ahead and start in the way back. First thing you will notice, we do have power reclining seats here, but manually sliding seats. So there is a button right here on the top shoulder that power folds and releases this sliding mechanism. And this is how you get back into the back as an adult. Woo, here we go. Here we go. Boom, there. Sitting in the back, you can see my knees are up. This is going to be a temporary adult seat, but definitely a kid seat right here. You do have this strap over your shoulder that does allow for a recline. That makes it a whole lot better back here. We do have fan speed controls for the rear AC, rear vent right here, USB-C port, and a power outlet right here. So nice amenities right here, a couple cup holders as well. All around fairly comfortable. Not my favorite, but definitely not the worst. Compared to the bigger Palisade, ooh, there we go, in the Hyundai family of vehicles, this is a 2+2 vehicle, so only 2 seats back here where the Palisade had 3 across back in the back. Another thing back here in the back, you have lower anchor points and top tethers on both seats. On the Palisade, you only had them on the driver's side. So a little bit of improvement back here, but I'm going to do my best to go ahead and get Tucker's child safety seat back here, show you what it's like to put back here, and then we'll put it in the second row. Now, I just got to figure out how to get out of this thing gracefully. Whew, there we go. I made it. I made it. Yes. Now, is Graco Extended Fit child safety seat. Goes in like so. Don't hit your thumb on the way in. And we come back here. Whew. Go ahead and put the top tether back first. Give myself a little slack. Much more room in between the headrest and the seat than we had in the Palisade. So I like that a lot. And then make sure our leads are long enough on both sides here. The contrast of the black latches down here and the light colored seats make that extremely easy to do. And then we can go and tighten this down rather nice and easily. Let's pop back to the back. We'll talk cargo while we're back there and put that top tether on. And then, like I said, we'll move the seats forward, but he ain't going anywhere. I'm going to start way back here talking about the rear cargo area because this does have Hyundai's smart key system with their proximity key. All you had to do is stand behind the vehicle with the key on your person. You can see we get a few beeps, I think 3 or 4 beeps, and then the hatch opens. Those beeps are to let you know, get out of the way, it's about to open. And they are quite proud of this hatch. This hatch is the big reason why the back end looks the way it does, why the tail lights are so low and everything like that. They have increased the width and the height of the opening. This is the largest opening hatch in the segment. What they were really focusing on, what they told me when I was at the press drive in Tennessee, was they really wanted this to be like your living room on wheels. Fold all the seats down and just be able to lounge in the back and then have this as your window to the world. So there is that. We'll go ahead and put Tucker's child safety seat in here, tighten it down. You can see this is going to be a two-handed process, but we have a nice firm corner here, so we're not going to really damage these seats any. Again, I would have to use 2 hands, but that snugs in very nicely. Very easy to put it back here, so I like that a lot. We do get some additional storage underneath the floor here. You can see all of that right there. We've got our jack on this side over here. All around, very nice, very easy to access. We do have the 50-50 split folding seats right there, which make that very easy. And you can see I left the seats forward, but we do have a power folding second row of seats that you can access from here. So they go up and down from these buttons right here, which makes it very nice and convenient for really opening up the entire back seat. You can see there, it was trying to push itself back. We'll go ahead and give you that full visual of what that looks like. Got to get the door open first, but like I said, these are manually sliding seats, so you're going to have to do that there. And now we can come around and again, push that button and lower that seat down. So you can see it is a nice, wide, flat opening all the way to the front row of seats, the back of those front row of seats. Nice continuation between the third and second row. So if you really wanted to, especially if you had the bench seat versus the captain's chairs that we have, you could really make this into a big wide opening bed. Again, going to that big wide open window view that they wanted this rear hatch to be. So that is very nice. Coming to me, I am 5'10", hatch opens plenty nice and wide. There are some fun Easter eggs back here, like the repeating H pattern from the front of the vehicle and from the back of the vehicle back here. And then because it is power opening, the buttons are right there. All right, now bringing the car seat to the second row. This is, again, where the seat lays when you're trying to get into the back. So as you can tell, This is not going to work when Tucker's child seat's in place. We'll talk more about that later. There is that button right here that you push. That only reclines the seat back, but you are still going to have to grab the handle, which is on the inboard side, to scoot it back into place. Still plenty of room back here. I'm very curious. The Palisade had enough room for the child seat to be in here rearward facing without moving the front. Let's see what the Santa Fe is like in that regard. We've got a train moving through right now, guys. But we'll drop that down. And yeah, just like the Santa Fe, plenty of room. So huge kudos there on space. And I know I just said Santa Fe, I meant Palisade, but we'll go ahead, turn that around and get this ready for installation. This way, we'll drop that top tether through. And again, we have lower latch points and top tethers on both of our captain's chairs here. The contrast to the seats is still nice, but there's way more seat material, so it is a little more snug getting this latch in there versus that third row seat back in the back. But we do have little black buttons indicating exactly where they are. But yeah, trying to find them, that's the fun part. And then vehicle is of decent size for me at 5'10", to really get in and tighten this up nicely. So I like that a lot. And with the sliding seats, one of my favorite features is being able to do the top tether without having to go around the vehicle, awkwardly climb through the back, anything like that. Much like the third row seats, there is a nice firm corner to the seat back here, so we're not doing any long-term damage to the seat. But that is a quick installation back here in the back. A few more things I want to talk about. Heated seats back here. You have 3-mode heated seat, 2 cup holders in the door, sunshades that do a great job of covering most of the window. We've got mat pockets back here, cord or bag hangers here, USB-C ports here, storage back here that actually goes in and underneath up here because you can actually access it from the back seat as well. Lots of cool, unique options back here. But the last thing I'm going to do is actually try and climb into the third row, since this is not a very usable situation when it comes to climbing in the third row with a child seat in place, because that ain't enough room. We'll go ahead, slide that back and see what it's like climbing in and around a child seat. There's a big bump here in the middle, narrow opening for the third row access. And then, okay, yeah, it's tight back here, guys. Back to me and Holly driving. Even with car seat in, still decent storage. I don't love how when a car seat like Tucker's is in place, it wants to only scoot forward, like it doesn't tumble forward like some competitors in the segment. But there is enough room to get in between the two seats, to climb back to the back. It fits our family fairly well. How often are we putting someone in the way back anyway, right?
Not often.
Yeah. All right.
But, yeah.
We've danced around it enough. What are your thoughts on the interior design, style, fit and finish, colors, all the things in here?
I love it.
Really? Okay.
I do. Are you surprised by that?
No.
You don't like it?
I thought you would have had some stronger opinions, maybe, about some things. We'll get into it. But we'll start with the steering wheel. Always a point.
I love it.
You do?
It's squishy. I like that. I like the two-tone because well, I guess three-tone.
Yeah.
Count this down here.
The metallic look.
Yeah. It just screams luxury to me.
I think the two-tone is really what sells it too.
Yeah. Well, and how soft it is.
Oh, it's so soft and squishy. I like it. Two
it's a good one.
digital screens behind. What are your thoughts there?
I haven't hardly even looked at it because it has a head-up display.
And I know you love head-up display, and that's another feature that screams premium to you, right?
Yes.
And very clear, crisp, and bright back there as well. But the 12.3-inch screen behind the steering wheel, when you put the blinker on, has your blind spot cameras in it. We have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, though I've experienced some hiccups with it. Sounds like you've experienced some hiccups with the CarPlay and all that stuff. Yes. So one of the first Hyundai vehicles to have it. not the best in our experience. They're still working through some things, but it's very important that it has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, because we have 2 Qi wireless chargers right here that work very nicely. But if you were to use these, you've got USB-C ports up here that kind of like get in the way. They're oddly placed if you're trying to charge in place and do some phone stuff right here. But another reason why you want wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is I'm going to clean our phones. This is, after all, a vehicle that was designed in the weird times. We'll just put it that way. I don't know if I get dinged for saying the word, but you know.
You know.
We have a UV light cleaning glove box here. So there's a button right here. In 10 minutes, this little light will go off, and all the germs and gross, not all the germs, but most of the germs and gross will be cleaned away from our 2 phones, tucked away securely in here with the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto still being available to us through the screen here. So that's nice, right?
That's nice.
Then I have another shelf here, and then I have your least favorite handle.
Yeah, that's a weird handle.
Nice glove box back there.
Nice glove box, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the design?
I like the design. It's kind of like a cockpit.
Yep. And more H's.
You didn't talk about like the army green.
No, I did not.
So this is interesting. It's army green.
What are your thoughts on it?
I like it.
It screams premium though, right?
It does. So it's not like camo color. And in fact, you can't even hardly tell that it's
Tucker thought the seatbelts were black.
Yeah, it's hard to tell unless it's like right out in the sun.
Yep.
But I like it. I like the colors, how they all come in together.
The other option here,
it's not something that you see often.
The other option is like dark gray.
Boring.
Yeah. So then we get this kind of bamboo look trim up here.
Right here and on the sides.
Yep.
And the only thing I would say is it looks like it's textured and it's not.
Yeah, it is. I can feel it with my fingernails.
It looks like it's more textured than what it is.
Okay.
Which kind of, I was like,
yeah.
But I still like it, the look of it, as long as I'm not touching it.
Dual zone, actually tri-zone climate control, heated and ventilated seats without having to dig through the menus like the last Hyundai we were in.
Heated and ventilated seats in the back?
Just heated.
Okay, heated seats in the back.
Yeah, 3-stage heated captain's chairs in the second row. No heated third row. You had to get the Palisade for that. But very nice controls here. Limited, and I'm experiencing it a little now riding over here. A little bit of glare, certain angles, which comes into play because there's so much light coming into this vehicle.
Oh my gosh, there's so much light.
We've got standard size sunroof here. Back behind us over Tucker, there is a second glass roof that is controlled here. Big boxy windows on this one. Suede headliner. But you had a complaint with?
Yes.
Lots of rings and circles up here that
you can see. They don't go away.
Like, interesting. I don't know if it's pre-production, but like I'm doing my best to like.
Yeah, you can't get rid of it. So like the spots on the outside.
Yeah. It's a spotty car.
You also can't get rid of that. So.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on storage? I mean, we already talked about some right here, but we've got this massive hole right here, big enough for your purse.
Yeah, and then you've got this whole contraption that opens,
which you can get into from the back.
It has a secret compartment. I love this. I love options and cubbies, and this has a lot of them.
This has all the options and cubbies.
All the options and cubbies.
Tucker, what do you think about the storage spaces and things on this? You like it? Yeah, he's been hiding stuff. He hid our go bag down in here that we take from car to car to car. He thought it was so funny that he put it in hidden storage.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. It's big, it's pretty, it's premium, feels very luxurious both inside and out, wows friends and neighbors alike.
Yeah, teachers in the pickup line wanted to touch it.
Yes.
It looked like it felt like satin.
Yes. Drives easy, is fairly easy to maneuver and easy to park with our cameras. What else are we not touching on a family vehicle? What have we not discussed yet? I think that's about everything except for fuel economy and price. No?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. to that end. Get out the window stickers. They are introducing a hybrid model with a smaller engine. Those are starting production now. Have not sampled it. I'm intrigued by it, but this one has got a turbocharged 4-cylinder in it, so smaller engine than what we had in the Palisade, better fuel economy. 20 city, 28 highway, 23 combined. We have done a great disservice to this vehicle in all the errands and school pickup lines and things that we've done. In 136 miles, we're seeing 17.8, which is not great. So we have, again, we've sat in this one a lot, but we have put quite a few miles on it. All right, so this is the top trim. This is loaded. This has got everything.
Loaded.
Even got the premium paint on the outside. It's got everything. All-wheel drive. What are your thoughts? And it slots under the top trim of the Palisade.
I don't remember what that
Okay.
was. 62.
No.
Oh, way more expensive?
No.
Oh, way less expensive?
Yes.
Way less expensive?
Mhm.
Okay, because my second guess was 57.
Less.
So way less than that. Wow, 52?
50,905.
50,000?
Oh yeah, I would definitely want to buy this car.
Yeah, me too.
Even though I have $25 in my wallet.
Oh, good. Well, we're halfway there then.
So Tucker really wants to buy it. Holly is completely blown
I
away.
don't want it to leave.
I know, it is very nice. And
I
I've
feel
noticed
so
you
fancy
you haven't even pushed that button yet.
I've done it one time,
Yeah.
but I will say that is one thing that I hate in cars, and I can hardly tell on this one.
That being the start-stop
Start.
in traffic. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we're all going to be sad when this one leaves. Our phones are still cleaning. Otherwise, I'd pull out my phone and...
I feel so fancy.
I know. And we are getting looks where we take it. We have teachers wanting to touch it because it feels so nice and premium. And I don't know. I am going to miss this one. I really am.
What happens if we just don't get out of it?
Hmm.
We just live here.
Well, we do have a fun one coming to replace it that I already love. So for that, you will want to subscribe and stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. You can go find Holly and all she does at Female Consumer on Facebook and Instagram. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it. GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. We're going to go cry over the fact that this one leaves us day after tomorrow. But if you want to see more from us, absolutely follow along. Until next time, Gearheads. Bye.
Bye.
I didn't even talk about my blanket that they gave me.
Yeah.
When last I met this car, they gave me this blanket that just fits the vibe of this car. It just feels all cozy and nice, and I don't want it to go. It's wool. It's wool. And I repeated myself, didn't I? I don't think I've said over here yet.
With our family of 3.
You want me to lean into that?